All right, guys, welcome back to Crunch Time, the show where you get the best NBA DFS picks each and every day. Today, trade deadline, so we have a bit of news to go over. So that's exciting. 5-game slate here. Joined as always with Chris. How are you doing today, Chris?
I'm doing well. We had the trade deadline, so a bunch of stuff happened. Probably too much to go over. But yeah, I mean, some stuff affects today's slate. I think there were a few people traded today that are playing, like Kelly Olynyk. a few other guys. Corey Joseph got traded, so obviously he's not going to play for Sacramento today. But yeah, I'm excited for this slate. Excited to get into it.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. I think every game that we're going over today has a trade that happened. So we're not going to go over every trade, but just today's trades, and I guess tomorrow we'll go over those ones then. But yeah, let's go over. I don't have your links yet, Chris. If you want to go over those, you can send that over. And then success posts from yesterday. We have Little Biscuit up first here. Shout out to him. First place here, tied it in the NBA block. 243, 5-2. Solid stuff there. And love to see that. It's probably a big tie. Not sure what first place is. Do you know what it is, Chris, in the block typically?
No, I have no idea.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, good stuff there. Got Nick here, Millie ticket on a 10-cent entry. Pretty solid score here. It's awesome stuff. Love to see that. Got HBK here. What did he do? 450, 530. Bit more than broke even, so that's awesome stuff there. Good to see. FanDuel 68, 142. Good stuff there. As always, let me click those. Got turn and burn here. I wonder how he did in the Millie Maker. Do you know? Probably didn't. I wonder what his lineup was.
Yeah, he played the optimal. Yesterday was very weird. Very low scoring day. We'll get into that once we go through my lineup. I mean, we played the same lineup.
Yeah. But yeah, he did some DK stuff here. So he did 217, 600. So that's awesome stuff there. Good ROI. As always from him, 525, 31, and then 11 to 30. So super solid stuff there. Then we got Chris here. NBA main slate here. Strange slate, like you said. Still ended up cashing 2K into 2.7. So that's still good stuff. Have Dakota here. Night slate, main slate, and then NHL main slate as well. So good to see cashing everywhere. We got a Little Biscuit here. Had the takedown there before. Then he had his cash lineup here as well. 24 to 40. Awesome stuff there. KJ as well. I think this one's this one's good to see. 113, 183. It's a good result there. As always, lots of results. Nick here as well. NHL cashed there. Dakota. League of Legends. We have esports as well, guys. So if you're into that, start playing. But yeah, awesome stuff there. Cash there. Have Aiden here. Every sport, every slate. Crazy guy. Still doing it. 44, 90, 20, 40, 20, 40. 10, 30, 20, 42. Awesome stuff there. What was this one? This is NHL DK Cash. Awesome stuff there. What did he say? I want a few more slates DK, but if you don't do screenshot, oh yeah, I know that. Yeah, but lots of stuff there. Let's go over your FanDuel one first. So this one, let me copy this link over there. Let me just load up DK as well. Okay, one sec. Yeah, before we do that, let's see what we have in the chat. There's a lot of chat here. Got Brendan here. It says Q-tip. What's up, Brent? Fully driven had a question, Chris. Maybe we can go over it. I don't know. When do you think a good time to go over it is? The question is, can you go over the player groups feature and how it works? I'm wanting to create a group of tournament players for the slate. Thanks. Stack feature as well from Fully Driven. Should we do that before we go over game by game?
Yeah, we can do it right now quickly. Just quickly go over it. Just the setting, I guess.
Do you want to go over this one first? Let's just do the analysis here first, and then we'll do that before we do the slate.
Are you gonna remember? I'm definitely gonna forget.
No, I'll remember for sure.
Okay. But yeah, here's my lineup. We got the Harden news yesterday. So I thought he was gonna play. I guess that was wrong because there was a lot of movement on the Vegas spread. So probably should have expected that he was gonna sit. But we got that news I think at 4:45 my local time. So 7:45 Eastern. And and yeah, I had to make some swaps. I had to get off Darius Garland, who was one of my favorite plays yesterday. Had to get onto John Wall, who I was fine with him. He did all right, 23% here. But it got me onto Porzingis. I was on Kleba before I had Harden, so I think I had like Garland, Harden, and Kleba instead of John Wall, Bruce Brown, and Kristaps here. So I mean that got me onto Kristaps, so that was good. So I was fine with the swap there. Everything else here was pretty chalky. Like we had Hayward, 75% here. Chetty, liked him a lot. He was starting in place of Sexton, so I locked that in. Can you just scroll down a little bit? Yeah. So yeah, everything here was pretty. I don't know, chalky in my opinion. I like the Harden build more, but like I said, we had to swap. Glad we got that news before the 5 p.m. games locked. Otherwise, we would have had to, or at least I would have had to play Donovan Mitchell probably instead of Harden. Would have had to leave like 3K on the table. But yeah, I mean, it was pretty good stuff here on FanDuel. Very weird slate though. Like Luka, 27 fantasy points here. That's not going to happen very often. Hayward in this great spot, only 18. He got into foul trouble. But yeah, it was a very strange slate.
This score looks like FanDuel from like 4 years ago. Scores were lower before, weren't they?
Not really. I mean, maybe a little bit, but
I feel like they're getting higher year after year. Like players are scoring more, doing more.
yeah, I guess we have more studs like Luka. We have a stud every day, so I guess yeah, scores are higher.
Yeah. Okay, let's just quickly do DK. Get into the slate, get into the question, not go over other guys there. It was a weird slate. So this is DK, didn't cash here. What went wrong here, if anything? Just a weird slate. Like anything you'd change here, Chris?
No, I mean it was just pretty weird. Like Houston here was the big thing that kind of killed me. They got blown out, so Wood and Wall didn't play their full minutes. I think they both got 29. So that was the main thing. Like I wasn't too far off the cash line. I think I was probably 10 points away. So this Houston blowout really hurt me. Brooklyn as well. These guys were awful. TLC, I mean, he was minimum price, got 20. That was fine. Jeff Green shot like 1 for 10 in the first quarter. Then he didn't end up playing anymore. Bruce Brown, he did fine, but yeah, just very strange slate. Houston got blown out. Luka didn't do anything. Jeff Green barely played. So yeah, it was definitely strange.
Okay.
Like under sub 200 score here. So I mean, that's very rare.
Yeah. Let's get to the question. So it was, how do we use... oops, one sec. How do we use the player groups? Let me open that up. For tournaments, Chris. So let's open that up. FanDuel. Do you know Fully Driven's FanDuel or DraftKings? I guess it doesn't really matter. Same thing. Do you have your core up? Not yet. So yeah, how would you use the player group, Chris? I can go over how I would use it, but I guess you're better at DFS. So how would you use it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really use it in NBA, honestly. I think it's a better NFL feature. Same as stacking. But I think in the question he said he likes a few people, right?
He just says, can you go over player groups feature, how it works, wanting to create a group of tournament players for this slate?
Yeah, so I guess if you're wanting to create a tournament group, that means you probably like a few players. So I mean, you would just click on them, find them, search for them. Yeah, you could add some random guys. Yeah, you added 3 centers, so that's kind of you wouldn't really do that, but yeah, just add some of these random guys, not the top value guys. Yeah, so I guess if this was like your group that you liked, I mean, let's say you wanted to get like three of these guys in every lineup, you would just set the slider to 3. But that's not really how I use it. I normally use it to limit guys. Like if I'm getting a lot of, I don't know, Tyrese Halliburton and De'Aaron Fox in the same lineup, I would create a group with those 2 guys, and then set the maximum slider to 1, just so I only get a maximum of 1 of those 2 guys in each lineup. Just because I think they're not going to hit their ceiling in the same game together. So that's how I would use it pretty much. And then stacking, I don't really stack in NBA. I think most people don't stack in NBA. So I mean, if you want to use it, it's pretty self-explanatory. Like you could click on a team, any team. You set the stack number to anything you want, like 2, 3. That just means every lineup you make will have 3 of these guys.
Yeah, and then there's you can also pick the positions to pick from that team as well. So if you just want the backcourt there, you could just do that. Obviously, 3 doesn't make sense, but say you want those guys, you could do like 3 like that. You could also, what's the advanced stacking here, Chris? How does this one work?
Just like you said, if you want to limit your exposure to certain positions, but like I said, not something that's used in NBA.
Yeah, but you could still use it if you want to. And then we also have position stacking here as an option. I'd also say it's probably not very popular or common practice to use in NBA DFS, but could you think of any case where you might want to use this, Chris?
Yeah, like you can create game stacks using this. So if you select all the positions, um, yeah, go to the next drop down. Yeah, make it at least 2. And then from opposing team. So this just means that you'll have 2 players from both sides of each game if you create this group, if you select every team. Or you could just select one team, and then it'll mean, obviously, that only for the Knicks you'll have this setting. But yeah, a bunch of stuff you could do here. You have to play around with it. Like that's easiest way to learn it is to play around with it. Like it's something you have to get used to.
So this one right here, it would mean at least 2 players from either of these teams here that are any of these positions, right?
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't matter. Like if you have both the teams selected, it makes no difference because you're stacking the same game. So if you have 2 players from New York, you're going to get 2 players from Washington. If you have 2 players from Washington, you're going to get 2 players from New York. So that's the same thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, you just have to play around with it. Like there's no one setting that will make you win a tournament. Like each slate is different. You just have to play around with it.
Yeah. Austin says should add the utility position. That way we can only play centers and point guards there. That's a good one though. I think we have that one queued up, right, Chris?
So what did he say? Add utility so you can only play.
Yeah, so you could specify like if you just want centers in the utility.
Yeah, we're gonna add that. So for utility, you can adjust what positions you get. It's also more of an NFL thing. With that, just you can select like I don't know wide receiver. Usually you play running backs in util and cash games, so more of an NFL thing as well there. But yeah, we'll have it for NBA as well.
Yeah. The feature we're working on now is actually the game filter, so you can limit your exposure to certain teams quickly. So I think we'll probably put it somewhere here, and then there'll be a slider for each team where you can limit either the maximum or the minimum for that team. So you could just slide over like 0 players from the Knicks, 0 from Washington, just exclude the game that way. So that's the one we're working on now. But I think after that, we'll probably do the util slot one. But yeah, I think your favorite way of using this one is just like negative correlation to player groups, right, Chris? So it's like you'd probably have something, I don't know, from today's slate. Is there an example? Well, I guess you went over it, Tyrese and Fox.
Yeah, exactly. I already went over that.
Yeah, Tyrese and Fox. Another way you could do it is, I don't know, like if a team's missing a bunch of guys, sometimes I like to put like a group of maybe 3 or 4 guys that could get there on that team and then put like a minimum slider and a maximum for that group just so I get like a random amount of those guys. But then when I do use that, I might also adjust like the randomness for those players as well just to make it kind of more balanced between those players. So there's a few different ways to use it. Best way to figure out any of the settings is just to use them. Build like 20 lineups or whatever you want, but 20 is faster. So just build 20, play around with the setting, see what it does, change it, hit build again, see what it does, change it again, hit build, see what it does. So that's the best way to learn, figure out how it works. Yeah, that's probably the best way to learn because you'll remember and you'll kind of know what it does firsthand doing that. And then I think that's it for those settings. But yeah, like you said, more those settings, the stacks, team stack, position stack, especially position stack, is more for other sports like hockey, baseball, NFL, things like that. Can you maybe just quickly explain why they're more for those sports, less for NBA, Chris?
Yeah, so you have better correlation in other sports. Like in football, you can stack your quarterback with your wide receiver or tight end. If they score a touchdown, then you obviously get points for the pass. You get points for the reception as well. In NBA, like you have like assists and points, but there's no like it's not like a small forward gets more assists from the point guard compared to shooting guard. Like it's different for every team. So that's why you don't really use it as much. In hockey, obviously everyone's on the same line. So if a line scores, it's likely that the line mates are going to assist on that. In baseball, you kind of want to stack the guys in the same sort of range in the order, just so similar to NFL. Like if your two batter gets on base, your three batter can drive him in. So then you get the run, you get the RBI. Then same thing for the four guy, same thing for the five guy. So you increase your ceiling a lot having that correlation.
Yeah. Your boy Brandon says you have paper hands.
Paper hands? Why?
What does that mean?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. He's your boy, Chris. You gotta. I don't know.
Like small hands? I don't know. Do I have small hands?
Paper hands. That's what it means.
Like maybe thin? I don't know.
I don't know. Okay, so we went over that one. Other chat here. Yeah, people are excited about this trade deadline, so we got to get into it a bit. Rondo says Clippers 2021 NBA champs. Welcome to the Clippers, Rajon, the missing leader they were searching for. Hashtag floor general.
Wait. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, we can go into the Rondo stuff after, but paper hands opposite of diamond hands. So, do you know diamond hands?
No.
Like in the stock world, kind of the Reddit stock world, people say diamond hands, same as Twitter. I guess paper hands is the opposite. Just looked it up.
What is diamond hands in the stock? Is it like the Wall Street bet stuff?
Yeah.
Does that just mean you have like you hold your game stonk even if it's going down?
Yeah, a stock trader with diamond hands will hold until the bitter end.
Oh my god, I don't know. This meme trading stuff. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Paper hands. A stock trader with paper hands will sell at the first sign of trouble. I mean, I still have my top shots. I bought more when the market dipped, so I guess I have diamond hands for that.
Yeah, diamond hands. Oh my god, this is funny. Brent says, "Don't sell, hodl, hold."
Yeah, I'm holding my top shots.
I think I'm gonna trade all my top shots, sell them out, cash them out, buy some game stonk, get some diamond hands, just kind of get in the Reddit Wall Street bets world. I don't know about that, guys. Yeah, but any comment on the Rajon Rondo saying Rondo is the missing floor general for the Clippers, Chris? I mean, it's a good pickup. He's definitely good for a contending team. I like that.
Yeah, I like it a lot. I mean, I think he can. I don't know if the Lakers win the championship without him last year. Like he's a big piece of that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that actually helps them a lot. I think it might make them more in play to win the championship. Obviously, they were kind of falling apart, sort of. Yeah, they're the third biggest favorites right now after the Nets and Lakers. So, I mean, I don't know. I like the pickup a lot. I think he can kind of get the most out of his guys as he normally does. So, I think he could really help Paul George, especially in the playoffs, stuff like that. Like he can get him in his spots, sort of similar to what Westbrook did to Paul George in OKC.
Yeah. Paul George definitely needs more help. Not as clutch in the playoffs as some might think he is, but I also think it's interesting just because he was on the Lakers last season. Now he's on the Clippers, same city. I
Yeah,
guess rivals as well, so that's interesting. We also have Harrell coming from the Clippers, from the Clippers to the Lakers. So they
there's
swapped kind of.
there's a lot of talks in the summer about Rondo signing to the Clippers, but he ended up signing in Atlanta. Um, but yeah, they've been interested in him for a while.
Yeah, I like that one. So yeah, just on that quickly, is Lowry staying? I kind of wanted him to go to LA just so he could win like a chip. I love that guy. Like I feel like he deserves something more.
Yes, he's staying, but I guess they probably couldn't find a good deal. So, yeah, they're probably going to try to make a playoff push. But yesterday, it's funny, you were saying yesterday if the Bulls are ever going to be contenders again. They made a lot of moves this offseason. So, I mean, not this offseason, this trade deadline. So, yeah, they're definitely interesting now.
Yeah. Yeah. I woke him up. So that's good. Fully Driven also says Hornets 21-21 champs. So 100 years from now, Chris, the Hornets are going to win. Says thanks, MJ.
Yeah, with LaMelo Ball's grandson.
Yeah. They're actually quite good. Like I'm kind of surprised. It'd be nice if he wasn't hurt. Yeah, I mean, if he had that second opinion, he probably wouldn't have needed that surgery. Nothing was actually broken. But yeah, it kind of sucks that he's hurt. T-Bay's asking is what? Yeah, what?
We just got news that Jimmy Butler is out.
Okay. Yeah, we'll get into all that. T-Bay says Pat Bev, is he going to start over Rondo?
Well, Papav's injured now, so I mean, I think they'll give Rondo the starting role for now while Pat Bev is injured, and then if they play well, I think they'll keep it at Rondo. If they don't play well, then I think they'll give it back to Pat Bev. But I think he'll get the starting role now over Reggie Jackson.
Reginald. Vian Jones, greeting guys, turned 5 into 40 with 294.5 DK points. That's a high score for yesterday's slate, so that's nice. Chris was under 200, so that's 100 more. That's nice. Good job.
That's crazy high yesterday.
Yeah, good job, man. That's really good, actually. Vian Jones. What else before that? T-Base says Rondo's 7th team now. He's like a worn-out pair of basketball shoes being passed down by 6 brothers. Dirty old pair of basketball shoes in brackets. Rondo.
Did Rondo respond to that? Our in-house Rondo, did he respond?
Let's see. He said he's also a 2-time champ. Both times he carried, didn't get carried.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Yeah, Rondo. He did we mention it? He actually bought his own Top Shot, Jean Rondo, recently. Our boy Rondo in here. He has a Rondo Top Shot, so it's not a cheap one either. So he's going all in on Rondo stocks.
Yeah, well, that move to the Clippers I think helps a lot. Like if they make it deep in the playoffs, I think that will have some increased value.
Yeah. Vian Jones says Luka had a leak in his room and he didn't get his pregame nap yesterday.
Yeah, something like that. I wouldn't be surprised.
T-Bay says I saw that in his Instagram story. Had a little leak in his hotel room.
Is that actually true?
What does that mean?
Like a leakage from the roof?
Actually?
Let me see.
Wait, who did he play yesterday again?
They played the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Was it Ricky Rubio, like on the roof, drilling a hole in there? Getting in the way of his sleep? I don't know. Wendy says, where was Wendy yesterday? We had that talk about Claxton the other day. Who made that Claxton comment, Chris?
I don't know.
We needed someone to defend Claxton. But Wendy says, what the F are the Celtics doing? Danny Ainge needs to be fired, letting all those assets go to waste. Touch on that, Chris.
Who did they let go? They let go of some picks, didn't they? Tice as well. Like I don't know. They got some good guys. I mean, Fournier. I don't know how he fits there. I don't think they needed a wing player, so I'm not sure either.
Yeah, maybe I don't know. I mean, do you really think they were in contention this year?
I mean, they always are. They have two really really good players in
Yeah,
Brown and
you've been
Tatum.
saying that for like many years now,
Yeah, and they've always been in contention.
and they never get it done. So,
Well,
Uh,
it's hard to get it done. There's a difference between being a contender and actually winning it, like being a favorite. Like they've never been favorites.
yeah, I mean, I don't know, maybe they're just tired of being contenders. They want to actually push for something more. I don't know. Um, yeah, I don't know. Austin says use an MLB. Yeah, we went over that. Yep. T-Bay says today's slate looks horrible. Is that true, Chris? Get into it.
I don't know. I kind of like it. I think we have some good spots here. On FanDuel, it's looking like, or on both sites actually, it's looking like a James Wiseman day. So we got that going for us. But yeah, I definitely don't mind this slate. I like it a lot more than yesterday.
Yeah. So I think we're almost done these comments here. At the comment where Brandon says you have paper hands, we got a retracted message from T-Bay. So I don't know what's going on there. Austin's asking if we sold our game stonk early, Chris.
I never had any.
Yeah. What about your AMC?
I never had any either.
Brent says, don't sell, hold. He says, stick to DFS, good tip. Uh, Fully Driven says, squirrel. Dinda says, Chris Scissorhands merch, cutting down cash games. What, Edward Scissorhands, what was up with him? He's like hard to be around, misunderstood. He had like a soft side, but everyone saw him as a monster. Is that you, Chris?
Yeah, I'm a monster. I'm becoming a monster.
Like he was trying to be good. I think he was trying to be like, I don't know, brought into society, Scissorhands, and then ended up killing everyone. I think he got jealous of a girl, ended up going on a killing spree, accidentally doing things, hurting people by accident, but then getting angry as well. Is that you, Chris?
Wait, is that a real story or is that just a movie?
That's the movie. He had scissors for hands. Edward Scissorhands.
Okay, good. Yeah, I haven't seen it. But yeah, that's definitely not me with what you were saying there.
Well, that's Dinda. I'm just explaining it to you. So I'm trying to get my pop culture card back. So I know that one, so that's good, actually. Brand says, I'm the one with paper hands, actually. Sold my top shots. Yikes.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
But I mean, he sells them at good times. Like, I sold my Randall moment for like 375, something like that. Now it's like 230. Maybe it went back up a little bit, but yeah, I sell my moments that I don't care about, and I hold the ones that I think have value. So I mean, I go both ways.
Yeah, I got diamond hands with my top shots, holding them until I forget about them, and then one day I'll be like, whoa, I still have some top shots. Then I'll log in, and then I'll be like, wow, they're worth nothing now, or they're worth something. So yeah, be interesting to see what happens in the future. Yeah, T-Bay's laughing at Lowry staying. Lane says Raptors still stink. When will Masai sign a center? Yeah. I don't know what the Garry Trent, like, it's such a small lineup now. Like, I don't know what they're doing.
I like Gary Trent more than Norm Powell there. I think he's
Yeah, but
a
Norm
better
Powell's
fit.
a better defender, and then if you have like Kyle Lowry, Fred VanVleet on the court at the same time, you can't put Gary Trent. That's like three really small guys.
Gary Trent isn't that small. What is he? Let me see here.
Isn't he smaller than Norm Powell?
6'5". What's Norm Powell? 6'6".
I feel like Norm
Oh.
Powell is like stronger.
Norm Powell is 6'3". Gary Trent is 6'5".
Really, Norm Powell looks bigger. What's the weight difference?
Norm Powell weighs more, 6 pounds more.
Yeah, Norm Powell's definitely stronger. I don't know. Yeah,
But I mean, you got a 41% 3-point shooter. I mean,
Norm Powell.
no, Gary Trent. He's very good. I
Norm
like him a
Powell
lot.
is one of the better 3-point shooters in the league this year.
Yeah, he's shooting 44%. But I mean, I don't know. I like the pickup. I think it's a good move.
How old is Trent?
Trent, he is 22. Norm Powell is 27.
I like that. I like that.
I think Norm Powell's expiring as well, so
Yeah.
he's going to get paid.
Yeah. Let's see. Got another retracted message, fully driven. Austin says, yeah, I can't pick on the Bulls anymore. T-Base says, do you guys see Lowry throwing up the peace sign in front of the camera after the game yesterday? That one hit my soul.
Wait, that one hit his soul? But he hates the Raptors.
No, we've got confirmation. T-Bay is a closet Raptors fan.
Yeah, that's what I was saying yesterday. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't know. He gives us mixed signals there.
There's no denying it. Like 100% closet Raptors fan.
He was pulling out all the quotes from the commentators yesterday, from the Raptors commentators. Like he watches every single game.
Yeah, he knows them all. He knows them better than me. He always
goes on to tell us that he hates the Raptors so much.
No, he says I love Lowry. Yeah, Brent says Jimmy Bucket's out tonight. Butler ruled out. Dragic too. Let's go.
Dragic as well?
Huh? Yeah, Dragic as well. Green questionable as well. So we got quite a bit of stuff. Let's see. Vian Jones says 6% ownership is my new thing. Won the other night with McGee at 6%, and last night with OG at 6%. Who's my 6%er tonight? Yeah, I mean that's a good way to do it. Just so you know, we do have this feature here. I'm sure you know, but just so anyone here who doesn't know, you can easily jam in low ownership guys in all of your lineups just by playing with these rules. You can actually combine these rules. So you can have like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, however many of these rules you want. But this right here just means that every lineup that gets built will have at least one guy who's under 7% projected ownership. And then I think last week or the week before then, we added the ability to adjust projected ownership. So you can actually adjust the ownerships if you would like to be a bit less. So that does help with that. So let's just open this up quickly. So yeah, 6% guy here, Tyler Hero. I mean, he's in all of these right now, but you can play around with other settings to get more variance in who that 6% guy is. But yeah, we do have that. So just a quick public service announcement about that. Rhonda says Gary Trent 6'4" and guards LeBron. Yeah.
Yeah, I like Gary Trent. I'm a fan of him.
Yeah. Brandon says Norm Powell def winning bracket challenge. Isn't Brandon I feel like he's a Norm Powell fan. He loves Norm Powell.
Yeah, he loves Norm Powell.
Why?
Because no one else plays him.
Royal King says we haven't done a giveaway since the Renaissance. Is that true, Chris?
The Renaissance, yeah.
It is true. Yeah, we got to get Chris to up the marketing game here. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, but I don't know. We gotta figure that out. I think we haven't been pushing it as much just because it's really annoying to manage. I mean, it's not really annoying, but it's quite annoying to manage the giveaways, especially if it's an existing member and you already have a subscription. So I think we actually did add coupon codes already to the site. So I just need to test them out a bit more, but once that's ready, we'll be pushing the giveaways a bit more at the start of the show, during the show, just because at that point, all I have to do is just give a code. And then if you're an existing member, it'll just apply to your next billing cycle. Or if you're a new member, you'll just get an extended free trial. So that'll make it a lot easier because then I don't have to set reminders to manually adjust the price after a certain period. It's just kind of a hassle right now. So that's why I'm not pushing that. But yeah, Royal King says everyone like up. What we can do it today. If we get to 30 likes, we'll do a weekly pass giveaway, and then as always, every 5 after that is an extra giveaway. So I mean, kind of hope we get it, but I also kind of hope we don't, just so I don't have to manage that. But yeah, you guys can push it if you'd like in the chat. Okay, we can get into the slate, Chris. One last comment from Din. It says Fred Van Thief merch for Diamond Hands. I like that one. I like that one. We need some merch though. We'll come back next season, I think. NBA season, kick it off with some merch giveaways or something like that. But yeah, So small slate here, Chris. 5 games. You kind of touched on it already, but what's your favorite news here? Because I think we got the Butler out, Dragic out news after you kind of talked about the slate a little bit. But what's your favorite news here? Teams to target, narratives here.
Um, I don't know. There's a bunch of stuff here with all the trades. I like the Kings Warriors game a lot. That's the high total game on the slate. Draymond is questionable now, so that changes things a lot. So I don't know. We'll have to just kind of wait and see with that news. I love Bam, obviously, with no Butler, no Dragic playing against Portland. But yeah, we'll get into it. We have 5 games to go over, so plenty of time.
Yep. Interesting comment here. Brandon says Norm Powell won me $20 worth in Ethereum from Chris. Is that true?
Yeah.
Why'd you guys do Ethereum?
No, we didn't. I still haven't paid him. He needs to give me a wallet ID to send to. But yeah, I think we bet like I don't remember who we bet. We bet like Norm Powell versus someone else. My guy got injured, of course. Oh, it was the day House got injured. It wasn't Norm Powell though. It was someone else. Yeah, I had House. It was the day he bumped knees with someone. He went out in the second quarter. I don't remember who Brandon bet though.
Oh, that's rough. Yeah, it's cool you guys are doing crypto bets. Wonder if there's like a crypto DFS platform where like they settle the payments purely in crypto, no like bank transfers or PayPal or Skrill or anything like that. I wonder if that exists because I feel like if that existed, you could kind of play DFS in more countries since you don't have to worry about like the settlement payment regulations. Because I feel like that's probably one of the biggest kind of blocks, like where you can play DFS or can't. The payment system, payment networks. But anyway, first up, Chris, Washington, New York Knicks. Washington side. Let's just go over the news. So we have Gafford. He was traded to Washington. Obviously not in today. We also have Hutchinson traded to Washington as well, both from Chicago. And then Bertans is out for them today. Projected starters, we have Westbrook, Beal, Garrison Matthews, Rui Hachimura, and Alex Len. Do you know who they had to give up for those guys, Chris?
Yeah, does it not say there?
I don't see it.
Yeah, so they got rid of Mo Wagner and Troy Brown. So those are the guys that are kind of out here for Washington today. Doesn't really change things. They were both out of the rotation. So like I said, doesn't change things in my opinion. But yeah, not too much interest here in the Washington Wizards. We had the same game last time out. Last time they played, I think it was 2 days ago. So same sort of thing. Huge pace down spot for the Wizards, pace up spot for the Knicks. So for that reason, I don't have much interest in Washington here. One guy I have some interest is probably Rui Hachimura on FanDuel for 5.2. He's been playing a lot of minutes. That's the only reason I have interest in him. I think he's a good last piece, but I don't really want to play Westbrook. Don't want to play Beal here. Just don't love the spot for the Wizards.
Yeah. Austin says Mo Wagner got passed around like a $2 bill, Chris.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, just like Rondo. He's like the used shoes.
That's true. We don't have $2 bills here in Canada. We just have the what's it called, the toonie, or is it the loonie?
They don't have $2 bills in America either.
Where do you have $2 bills? Nowhere.
I think they used to in America. 40 years ago, 50 years ago.
They used to have $1 bills in America. We never had those.
They still have $1 bills in America.
They don't have $2. I don't know. Anyway, whatever. All I know is, yeah, I don't know that. Okay. Knicks side, we have Terrence Ferguson traded from Philly over there to the Knicks. Obviously not in today. And then also Poirier to the Knicks. Not sure who they traded, so you'll touch on that, Chris. Payton probable, Nerlens Noel probable, D Rose questionable, and Bullock is out for them. Projected starters: Payton, Burks, Barrett, Randall, and Noel. Yeah, who did they give up there, Chris?
Who did they get?
Poirier and Ferguson.
Yeah, I don't think they gave up anything. I mean, you don't need to give up much to get those guys. I think Austin Rivers was the guy that they gave up. Now that I remember, but yeah, the Knicks here. I don't know. Like it's a really good matchup. Like I said, it's a huge pace up spot. So I don't mind these guys. Like Randall, I think he's in a good spot here. He's 10-2 on FanDuel. I think DK, he's a little bit less. No, he's 10-2 there as well, actually. I actually played him last time against the Wizards. He went for 50, so I mean he went 5x for his price tag. So yeah, I think he's a good last piece. I'm not prioritizing playing him today, but I definitely don't mind it. The main guy I like the most is going to be RJ Barrett on FanDuel for 6.5. I think that's a really good price tag. He's been playing very well recently. Love the matchup here. Been getting a ton of minutes, around 40 per game, so should continue to see that. So he's my main guy in cash games. I think he's very safe today. And then Randall, like I said, he's my favorite tournament option here. I don't want to play any of these other guys like Robinson, Burks, Rose, Payton, Quickly. Don't love any of those guys. So for the most part, it's going to be Barrett in cash games on FanDuel and then Randall in tournaments on both sites.
Okay, let's load up the next game here. So Fully Driven says they do have $2 bills in America, Chris. So got that one right.
No, I think they're very uncommon though. Like I don't know.
Says they're very rare.
Yeah, I mean,
So you can probably
yeah,
get more than $2 for your $2 bill if you have them sell to like a collector. So
yeah.
I think I have one of them, or I don't know. I have like some sort of rare American bill, somewhere. I don't know where it is though. Somewhere at home though. Let's see. Rondo says, "Damn, OKC waived Myers Leonard." Yeah, it's rough.
Yeah.
Brandon says, "I have a bunch of $2 bills, silvers certificates too." What a show off, Chris. Brandon.
What is a silver certificate? Do you know what that is?
It's when you don't own the silver that you think you own, but you do kind of own it. It's on a piece of paper because nobody wants to store their own, I guess, gold or silver. It's hard to store if you have a lot of it. Also annoying to store, so you just get certificates saying, "Oh, you're owed this much silver." It's kind of like not owning your own Bitcoin, but with physical coins. So yeah, Vian Jones says, "I think Beal will go off this game, but I'm going to just fade my Wizards tonight. Burks is probably the best play in that game."
Yeah, I don't mind Burks. Like, I mean, we know the ceiling he has. He's been playing well recently as well. Have to watch out for Derrick Rose. So if he plays, I think that'll bump down Burks quite a bit. He hasn't played in like a month, I think. So yeah, that's something to watch out for.
Yeah. Fleetwood says, "Clemson fans spend $2 bills at football away games to show locals how much support we have when traveling."
Nice. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that college football is crazy in the South.
What about here in Canada, Chris? How crazy does our college football get here?
I have no idea.
Yeah. Yeah, next game up, Trailblazers against the Miami Heat. Portland side first. Zach Collins out for them. Nurkic out for them, but I think he's back tomorrow, Friday. Anthony Simon, in for them. Norm Powell traded to the Trailblazers, obviously out, so they lost. Who did they lose? Trent and Rodney Hood. I hate Rodney Hood. Honestly, though, this trade for the Raptors, I feel like it's definitely like a sell high moment for Norm Powell. Definitely one of his peaks in his career in terms of performance. I think he also had like a boost in usage. Like he got a lot of opportunity this season. So I feel like on the Raptors end, it's actually like if you think it's good value what they got in return for Norm Powell at his performance this year, I feel like it's a really good trade because he definitely got to show out a bit this year more than past years. But yeah, projected starters for Portland, we have Damian Lillard, CJ McCollum, Derek Jones Jr., Robert Covington, and Enes Kanter. Yeah, thoughts here, Chris. Missing Trent, does that bump up anybody? Missing Hood as well. Does that bump up guys like Jones, Carmelo, anyone there?
Yeah, it probably bumps up those guys, but I mean, we don't know how much. So Gary Trent has been playing around 24 minutes recently, 26, around that range, since CJ has come back. So, I mean, there's like 24 to 28 minutes to go around here. I expect it just to kind of go to guys like just random guys like Simons, Jones, Nasir Little, Mello. Like they'll all get a little bit more run. Um, I'm not too interested in Dame and CJ here. I don't know. Like I'm fine with them. I kind of prefer CJ here. 7-2 on DK. I think that's a really interesting price in tournaments. There's not really anyone here in cash games for me. But yeah, I don't mind CJ in tournaments for 7-2 on DK. I think that's a pretty sneaky price tag, especially because we saw his minutes go up to 38 last game. So clearly he's not on a restriction anymore. If the game stays close, he's going to play a ton of minutes here. So I do like that 7-2 price tag for CJ. Cantor, I mean, it's his last game starting. I expect him to probably fall out of the rotation once Nurk is playing his full minutes. So, I mean, if you want to play Cantor one last time, be my guest. I don't love it, though. I'm not too high on this Portland team today.
Yeah. I was also going to say, I feel like Norm Powell is a good fit here for Portland, better than Trent. I'm not sure. Is Trent known as a good defender?
Yeah, I think he's a good defender. I agree, though. I think it's a good fit, like especially on the second unit. Just adds another guy who can score off the dribble. Trent is more of just a
Shooter.
catch and shoot guy. Yeah, I do like it. I think it's a pretty good trade here.
Yeah, because you already got catch and shoot guys like Rocco. I mean, CJ, Dame, they put up a lot of shots. So I feel like you said, off ball, on the dribble, someone like Norm Powell's a better fit there. Heat side, we have KZ, Oak, Paula out, Jimmy Butler out, Goran Dragic out, Gabe Vincent probable. And then we have Nemanja Bjelica traded there. Victor Oladipo traded there as well. Who did they give up, Chris?
Let me see. Yeah, I think they gave up they gave Avery Bradley and they gave Kelly Olynyk for the Oladipo trade. And then they didn't end up getting Lowry, so guys like Robinson, Hero still here.
Isn't that kind of like a didn't they swindle the Rockets there?
For Kelly Olynyk and Avery Bradley?
Yeah.
Not really. I mean, they're bums as well, so I don't think it matters much.
Wait, you don't think Oladipo is better
than Kelly Olynyk and Avery Bradley?
Yeah.
Not really. I mean, he's expiring. He's like the Rockets needed something. He's expiring. He said he's not resigning there. So they just got some value for him, I guess, if you consider Kelly Olynyk valuable.
I was talking about Miami. Like, I feel like Oladipo's good there. Would be good there.
I mean, maybe that's where he wanted to be. Like he said he wanted to be there. He said he wanted to be traded there. So I mean, hopefully he can kind of show out, get his confidence back, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Let me go over the projected starters. So we have Kendrick Nunn, Hero, Robinson, Ariza, and Adebayo. Looks kind of ugly there. I think we had Vian Jones say something about Ariza. Value on DK plus revenge narrative there, Chris. So let's get into that.
Yeah, so a ton of these guys are interesting. Obviously, we got the news that Butler and Dragic are out today. So I'll start with Bam. He's going to be a lock for me on both sites. 8K on FanDuel. I think he's he's actually 8K as well on DK. So I love the matchup here against the Blazers. We've seen him in this role without Butler. He kind of dribbles the ball the whole game. Well, not dribbles the ball the whole game, but he initiates the offense, all of that stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised with the triple-double here. I really like him. I think he's a lock for me. I think he's going to be one of the chalkiest players on the slate for only 8K against the Blazers. So I love him. Then we have Tyler Hero, who's interesting, 5'4" on DraftKings, 5'2" on FanDuel. We've also seen him in this situation when Dragic and Butler have missed games. He's had big games, so I like him. I think he's really good value on both sites. I like him a lot for his upside as well in tournaments. So I'm a fan of Tyler Hero today. Trevor Ariza, next guy we can touch on, 3-1 on DraftKings. That's just way too cheap here with the guys they're missing. So I like that price tag a lot. I probably expect him to play 28 minutes here, 30 minutes for 3.1K. It's just a really good price tag there on DraftKings. So I like that a lot. And then last guy I'll touch on here quickly, Kendrick Nunn. He's 4-6 on DraftKings, 5-5 on FanDuel. So we definitely have more interest in him over on DraftKings for that lower price. I think he's probably a lock there as well for this price tag without Dragic and Butler. And then Duncan Robinson, you can also make a case for him. Like, honestly, you can make a case for any of these guys. Like, they don't have many guys playing. I think I saw a tweet. They have like maybe 8 guys active, 9 guys active. So you can make a case for any of these guys. My favorite guys are the ones I mentioned. But if you want to play other guys like Duncan Robinson, Precious Achua, guys like that, I have no problems with that either.
Is this Vegas did and not updated? Like, this can't be right. Miami is favored to win here?
Portland's favored by 2.
Oh, my bad. Okay. Let's go into the next one here. LA Clippers, San Antonio Spurs. Clippers side first. So they got Rondo, Serge Ibaka out, Pat Bev out. Who did they give up for Rondo, Chris? What happened there?
They gave up Lou Will.
Lou Will. Okay. Projected starters, we have Reginald Jackson, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Marcus Morris, and Zubats. Vitsa Zubats. Who do you like there, Chris?
Yeah, so I do actually like these guys a lot, especially without Lou Will. He hasn't been playing too many minutes, but obviously he's a really high usage guy off the bench. So it does make me like their main guys a little more, Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. I'll start with Paul George. He's 7-8 on DK, so I like that price tag a lot. 8-2 on FanDuel, a little more expensive, but I still like it a lot here. Obviously, Serge Ibaka is missing this game as well. So I think if this game stays close, the problem with the Clippers is they've been in a lot of blowouts. So pretty much every down game you see in Paul George and Kawhi Leonard's game log is due to a blowout. I mean, in close games, they always seem to crush, but they always seem to either blow a team out or get blown out. Hopefully that doesn't happen today. We have a 6.5 spread favoring the Clippers, so hopefully it doesn't happen today. But if the game stays close like it's projected to, I really like Paul George, really like Kawhi Leonard as well. Kawhi is 8-8 on DraftKings and 9-7 on FanDuel, so not really in play on FanDuel for that price tag, but 8-8 on DraftKings is just way too cheap. I love that price tag. I think he's a lock there. So yeah, these guys are both better priced on DraftKings, so I think they're more of priorities there. But if I land on someone like Paul George and FanDuel, I'm not going to have a problem with that.
Okay. San Antonio side, Rudy Gay marked as in, Lonnie Walker out, Keita Bates Diop also out, Trey Lyles, just have a note says not traded. Was he supposed to be traded, Chris? Were there talks there?
I thought he was traded to the Mavericks. Also, just before you go on, I wanted to touch on one more guy on the Clippers. Without Lou Will there, I think Luke Kennard will kind of take over that second unit high usage role. So I think he's very sneaky today. He's 3-5 on DraftKings. I think 4-2 on FanDuel, 4-3. So I think if you want a sneaky guy on DK, 3-5 for Luke Kennard is a pretty good price tag.
Yeah, I like that one. Definitely sneaky for sure. But yeah, Trey Lyles, Chris, was he traded or no?
I think he was. Did he? Maybe it got reverted. I don't know.
I think he's not traded, but does that matter at all?
No, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it says the report he was traded appears incorrect, so he remains on the Spurs. So yeah, he's there. Projected starters on the Spurs, we have DeJounte Murray, Derek White, DeMar DeRozan, Keldon Johnson, and Jakob Poeltl. Chris, who do you like there?
Yeah, I don't really like anyone here. I don't love the matchup here. They're only implied to score 108. They're pretty healthy for the most part. Lonnie Walker is missing today's game, so that's like the big injury news here. They have DeMar playing, DeJounte's in, Derek White. So they're pretty healthy in terms of their rotation guys. So I don't know. I'm not too high on them. Maybe DeJounte Murray for 6-7 on FanDuel. He's been around that 8K range for a lot of the season. So if you want to buy low on DeJounte Murray for 6-7 on FanDuel, that's something I don't mind in tournaments. We've seen the upside with him a bunch of times, so he's probably the only guy I'm interested in here.
Okay. What do we have? We have the next game up. I have some comments here. World King on the Miami game, he says, I like none with Butler and Dragic out. Vian Jones says, Rockets blew it. Should have kept LeVert. What do you think of that one, Chris?
Yeah, I don't know. So, yeah, I don't know. I think it was probably more to do with some cap situation. I don't know if they could. I have no idea. I don't know if they could have just gotten LeVert straight up for Harden and all the other pieces that made it work. But yeah, I don't know. But LeVert, yeah, he's definitely a better piece than Oladipo in hindsight.
Yeah. Knicks side, Chris, we have D Rose out.
Okay, that's kind of expected. I mean, he's missed a ton of games, so it doesn't really change too much with what I was saying. But yeah, you can definitely play Burks now. Still love Barrett, but yeah, with what I said, I think everything stays the same.
Okay. Let's see. John Cotter is in here. Says, "Let's get it tonight." That's the plan. Brent mentioned D-Rose out, Layton as well. Cage is saying, hold up, is Draymond questionable? Is he? I don't see it.
Yeah, he's questionable. Very annoying. We kind of went over that at the start of the show.
Oh, yeah.
We'll have to wait and see. Downgrade to questionable midday. Probably ends up sitting. But yeah, very annoying because he's interesting on FanDuel today.
Yeah. So let's get into this game. Warriors, Kings. Warriors side, there is, I'm not sure what's going on here. Eric Pascal, I don't think there's anything there, so never mind. Steph Curry out with the pure metal tailbone injury. Kind of unfortunate there. Are the Warriors are they in a playoff spot, Chris? Can they make a push, or are they out of the picture? What do you think their plan is here?
I don't know. We can look at the standings real quick. Let me see. Yeah, we could look here together. Go to the West. I think your camera's blocking it. So yeah, what are they? 10 seed here. Yeah, they're right there. Play-in game is I think 7 to 9. The 7 to 10 range. So yeah, they definitely are there. They're kind of that last team because after the Warriors, there's a pretty big drop off. 3 games back are the Pelicans. So yeah, I think they're definitely in contention to make the playoffs, but yeah, they're definitely not contenders to win the championship.
So what do you think their plan is? Is there a good draft pick? Do you think they might just sit Curry out a bit more?
No, I don't think
they
so.
own their draft pick even?
I don't know if they have it. I think they might have traded it when they traded. I don't know. I don't remember the Wiggins D'Angelo deal, but yeah. They can, if they're healthy, I would take them over the Grizzlies. I would take them over the Spurs for sure for that 8 seed.
Yeah, I was going to say Cat is one of the few superstars in the league who can go all out, get all the points, all the stats, and then still end up last place and lose a lot of games.
I mean, you can find a bunch of those guys like Westbrook on the Wizards.
Really?
But yeah, the Timberwolves Cat. I mean, with Cat playing, the Timberwolves are pretty good. They just had a bunch of games where he missed, so that was their problem.
Yeah. But yeah, so we did the Warriors projected starters. Didn't do that yet. So we have Jordan Poole, Kelly Oubre, Andrew Wiggins, Draymond Green, questionable though, and then James Wiseman as well, projected to start. So yeah, I guess if our best bet right now is to assume Green isn't in, so maybe plan accordingly for that, Chris. Who do you expect to get the start there if Green ends up sitting?
I have no idea. Yeah, so he's questionable. I don't know if he's going to sit. If he does sit, I would probably expect someone like maybe Juan Toscano-Anderson. I have no idea, though. I think he probably ends up playing. But you never know with illnesses. So yeah, that's definitely something to watch out for. I think they might be tanking. Who knows? They said they're going to start Wiseman for the rest of the season, so we have a ton of interest in Wiseman. I'll start there. He's 4-2 on FanDuel. I think on DK he's not sure. I think he's a little more. What? Oh, 4-8?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's a little more there. So definitely more in play on FanDuel where he's cheaper. I think he played like 25 minutes, 26 minutes last game in his first start against Philly. So if he's playing 26 minutes here against the Kings, one of our favorite matchups, obviously, I definitely don't mind him as a play. I like him on both sites, but like I said, the price tag is better on FanDuel. And then next up, Jordan Poole is another guy that I'm kind of interested in. He's 6'2 on FanDuel, 6'1 on DK. We've seen him play a ton of minutes ever since Steph Curry has gone out. Been in that 39-minute range, so I definitely have interest in him in this matchup. So I like him a lot. Kelly Oubre, played him last time when he was 5'6 on FanDuel. They bumped him up to 7'2. Can't do that anymore. That's just too expensive. I think on DK, where he's 6.2K, that's kind of interesting. I think that's pretty sneaky for his upside. I like that a lot in tournaments. If you're landing on him as the last piece in cash games, no problems with that either. And then last guy I'll mention here is going to be Andrew Wiggins. He's 6'7 on DK. FanDuel, he's 6'8. I like the matchup here a lot. Like I keep saying, the Warriors are implied to score 116 points. We have a tight spread here. It's the highest over-under on the slate, so I have no problems playing these guys. But my favorite is probably going to be Wiseman on FanDuel.
Okay. Before we do the Sacramento side, some comments here. Royal King says Barnes versus Warriors narrative, so I guess we'll get into that in a second. Question from Deshaun. He says Simmons or Kawhi?
It's probably a DK question just because, let's see here. Yeah, Simmons is 8'6 on DK. Kawhi is 8'8. Give me Kawhi. I would take Kawhi all day.
Okay. VN Jones says DK, Barnes in the revenge narrative, or Oubre if Green is out.
Give me Oubre there. I like Barnes a little more on FanDuel where he's a little bit cheaper. He's 6K over there.
KJ says if Dre's out, you can go Fox at point guard and play JTA at power forward.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, definitely it's nice that we'll have a viable swap there. Juan Toscano-Anderson would have to start for us to play him. But yeah, definitely nice to have viable swaps, unlike the Harden situation that we've had the last 2 days.
Okay. Let's go over the Sacramento side. So we have Mo Harkless traded to Sacramento. We have Terrence Davis traded to Sacramento. Kind of upset about that one. I did like him as a player. On Toronto, Chris Silva also traded there as well. And then we have, what do we have? DeLon Wright is, he's also traded there, not playing as well. Jermias Ramsey, questionable tag over there. And then projected starters, De'Aaron Fox, Tyrese Halliburton, cover boy today, Buddy Hield, Harrison Barnes, and Rashawn Holmes. I'm with you, Chris, on the Buddy Hield hate. I don't know if it's hate, criticism, I guess. It does look kind of lost out there sometimes, kind of out of place. Looks a little clueless sometimes. Like, I don't know. Seems like a difficult player to deal with because like he's pretty good, but then he does some strange things here and there. But yeah, on the Kings side, Chris, who do you like here today?
Yeah, so I put Halliburton on the cover today. He's 5'7 on FanDuel, 6K on DK. So we have this situation where Corey Joseph got traded for DeLon Wright. Obviously, DeLon Wright isn't going to be playing today for the Kings. They got traded last night. So Halliburton here should get a few more minutes with that, without Corey Joseph playing. I would like him regardless. I had a lot of interest in him yesterday as well. He's 5'7 on FanDuel, like I said. Love the matchup here on both sides of this game. So Halliburton, one of my favorite plays on the slate. He's been playing around 35 minutes. He was on that minutes restriction before. Seems like he's off of it now. So I really like him on both sides. I think on DK, it's more of a question where you have a bunch of Heat guys who are cheaper that kind of fill in that role, so you don't have to play Haliburton there in cash games. But I think he's really interesting in DraftKings tournaments and FanDuel cash games. So I like him a lot. I think he's probably my favorite play on the slate. So I like him. And then next up, we could talk about De'Aaron Fox. He's pretty interesting here today as well. 8-7 on DK, 8-9 on FanDuel. He's been crushing, been playing a ton of minutes, consistently putting up 50 burgers. So you like to see that for this price tag. No Corey Joseph should secure his minutes even more. Probably will get a few more. Just because pretty much the only point guards now are going to be Fox and Haliburton. So I like Fox a lot. I'm probably not going to end up playing him unless we get the news that Draymond's out. Then I'll probably end up making a swap, just like KJ said. But for now, I mean, if you're on him, I have no problems with that. Like I said, he's been crushing it. Really good matchup here, so I like him. Harrison Barnes, probably the last guy I'll touch on here. He's 6K on FanDuel, DraftKings 6-3, so pretty good price tag on both sites. He's been playing a lot of minutes as well, 41 in his last 2 games. So definitely don't mind him as sort of a last piece in cash games.
Okay. Let's open up the last game. Philadelphia, LA Lakers. Philadelphia side, we have, oh my God, what is this? Ignaz Brazdeikis? Ignaz Brazdeikis, traded to Philadelphia, Chris. Do you know who that is?
Yeah, he's a Knicks rookie. Maybe second year now, but he's they call him Iggy.
He sounds like he could be dangerous.
Sneaky athletic.
Yeah. Just the name gives it away.
I think he's Canadian.
Danny Green, questionable tag. Joel Embiid is out for them. Seth Curry, questionable tag. George Hill traded there as well. So who did they have to give up here, Chris, on the Philadelphia? Who are they missing today?
Yeah, so they're missing, I don't know who they're missing. They're missing Tony Bradley, I think. He got traded. So that opens up Dwight Howard, who should start here. Tony Bradley has actually been playing very well recently. So I'm pretty surprised that they moved him. But, I mean, I guess they obviously don't need him with Joel Embiid there. I don't think they moved anyone else. Vincent Poirier, you said he was moved to some other random team. But he doesn't play anyways. But, yeah, I think most of my interest here comes from Ben Simmons on FanDuel, where he's 8.2K. He's 8.6, I think, on DraftKings. So it's a little harder to get there. Don't love that price tag. But on FanDuel, 8.2 at point guard. I like that price tag a lot. He's one of my favorite plays. And then Dwight Howard, I like him a lot as well here. He's 5.5 on FanDuel. The reason we don't really want to go there is because we have Wiseman at 4.2K on FanDuel at center. But I think on DraftKings, where Howard is only, I think, 700 more than Wiseman, he's more interesting there on DK, 5.5K. Like I said, I expect him to start here. Sort of a revenge game against the Lakers, so I like that as well. He has that going for him. So, yeah, should see probably 28 plus minutes here today. So I like Howard a lot on DraftKings.
Yeah. Forgot to say this, though. Projected starters for the Sixers, we have Simmons, Seth Curry, Danny Green, Tobias Harris, and Howard. Over on the LA side, I don't think they made any moves. Did they? They didn't make any moves, right?
I think they're going to be more active in the buyout market.
When is the buyout market deadline?
NBA buyout market deadline.
Is that how easy it is to find out?
Yeah, but I don't know. I still can't find it.
Yeah, I couldn't find it like that either. Let me know if you find it, though. But over here, we just have Marc Gasol, probable. Projected starters, Dennis Schroeder, Contavious Caldwell-Pope, Kyle Kuzma, Markieff Morris, and Marc Gasol. Should be a good matchup there, Chris. Two Titans, Gasol and Howard, battling it out against each other. Who do you like there on the Lakers side today?
Yeah, there's really no one here that I like. Maybe Montrezl Harrell. You could take some shots there in tournaments on DK for 7K. FanDuel is too expensive. Yeah, I don't know. There isn't much here. It's a pretty tough matchup against Philly. Like, obviously LeBron and AD are out. Like maybe Kuzma. He's 6'9 on DK. Don't mind that price tag. 7K on FanDuel. We saw him go for 35 fantasy points last game in his start, so I don't mind that, I guess. But I'm really not too interested here in the Lakers, probably outside of Kuzma and Harrell on DK.
You think we might see a Taylor Horton Tucker ceiling game, Chris?
If he's starting, he'll be interesting, but he's priced way too high now, and he's not starting.
Okay. I think that's it for the slate overview. Let's get into our 3 key plays here of the day. So overall play of the day, value play, tournament play. Overalls for cash and tournaments. Let's start with that one, Chris, on FanDuel. Who is that guy there?
Overall play, I'll go with Bam Adebayo here.
Okay, and then value play on FanDuel.
Value play, give me James Wiseman. He's cheap enough. He's 4-2, so yeah, I'll go with him.
Okay, tournament play. Who do you have?
Give me Paul George here. I don't think he's gonna be he's gonna be popular, but people don't like to play him, as I always say. So give me Paul George.
Okay, DK overall play of the day. Who do you have?
DK, I'll go with Bam as well there for 8K.
Okay, and then value play on DK.
It's gonna be one of these Heat guys. I guess I'll go with. It's between. I don't want to say Ariza just because I like Hero and Nunn more. Yeah, actually, I'll go with Ariza just because he's 100 over the min.
Okay. Tournament play on DraftKings, Chris. Who do you have?
I'll go with Paul George here as well. He's going to be very chalky on DK, but still, I like him a lot.
Okay. Did you put in your core plays, Chris?
Yeah.
Nice. Let's start it off here. Lock these in. Okay.
Yeah, so actually, I'll probably add Tyler Hero to this list as well on FanDuel. Only reason I didn't is because I don't want to lock in 2 shooting guards. So actually, I'll just leave it how it is. But yeah, I love Ben Simmons at point guard. I think for his price tag here, 8.2K, obviously no Embiid. He gets a big bump, so I like him a lot there. Have him as core on FanDuel at point guard. And then Halliburton, I could probably remove him and put Hero there. It's a toss-up between the two. I'm going to pair them together. But I like Halliburton a lot, have him on the cover. So he's my guy there. And then Bam Adebayo, just an obvious play today without Butler, without Dragic in the matchup against the Blazers. And then, yeah, we can take a look at these first 2 teams, I guess, and go from there.
Okay.
Yeah, so point guard, we have Simmons, locked him in, as I just said. Then Kendrick Nunn, 5.5. Good price tag there. He's probably going to start. I don't think we've gotten starters from them yet, but I expect him to start. I think he's been starting recently as well. But obviously he gets a bump with no Dragic and no Butler. And then shooting guard, I think this is going to be the chalk pairing on FanDuel, Halliburton and Hero in cash games. Just way too cheap for these 2 guys. I like them both a lot. And then small forward is where we get different in both lineups. And then we have Bam at power forward, locked him in. Wiseman, 4-2 here, one of my favorite value plays. So we have a 3v3 here. Kuzma, Barnes, Randall versus Kawhi, RJ, and Draymond. This one's pretty close. Honestly, I'm probably going to lean the first team here without Draymond just because I think he sits this game.
Just so you know, I think we have the order. Order's still wrong. I need to fix that, actually. So this is the first one, Chris, with Draymond.
Yeah, I mean, I still like I'm calling it the first team because it's on top.
Okay.
Obviously, the projection is a little lower for it. But yeah, I like this team without Draymond more. I like Randall a lot in this matchup. Never mind spending up for him. He's 10-2, so it's a bit of a spend up, but I like him a lot here. Okay. And then Barnes playing a ton of minutes. Kuzma, I went over him quickly. He's a fine play, 7K. Not my favorite play, but I think he's definitely viable here in this spot. Probably a decision between Kuzma and Barrett straight up on that team. If I was playing it, I'll have to probably make that decision later. But yeah, I like the team without Draymond more as of now.
Okay. It says got a Woj bomb. Chris, Knicks are planning. Woj bomb. Knicks are planning to waive 7-footer Vincent Poirier, who arrived from the Sixers in the 3-team deal with OKC.
Yeah, it doesn't matter at all.
Yeah. Woj. Okay, DK time. Let's set that up. So you got 4 guys here, Chris. Why are we locking these 4 guys?
So the Heat guys here on DraftKings are just way cheaper. Bam, we have him here, same price as FanDuel. Hero, 5-4, great price tag here. Ariza, great price tag for him as well. Probably should have locked in none. I'll actually add him to my core here quickly. I think he's in a great spot as well. So let me just add that real quick before I talk about it. Yeah, so I added none to my core. So we actually have 4 Heat guys now. And then Kawhi here, 8.8K. Really like that price tag. I think it's just too cheap for today. In the revenge spot as well against the Spurs, so I like him a lot. And then we can go over these first 2 lineups.
John Cotter says, I will make that decision later. That's what you said, Chris. He says, you can get that decision later if you join the Discord with the winky emoji. It's
Yeah,
clever.
exactly.
Let's open these 2 up. Keep in mind, the order is wrong here, so the bottom one's actually projected higher than the top one. I need to remember to fix that, so I think I can fix that today easily. Which ones? What do you like here? Let me highlight differences. Are there any?
Yeah, so I mean it's only a 0.02 difference between the 2, so it doesn't matter at all. But yeah, we have none in both. I locked him. Hero locked him. Ariza locked him. Kawhi locked him. Bam locked him. So there's a ton of guys that kind of make sense here on DraftKings. And then we have this 2v2. Actually, I'll mention Paul George because I didn't lock him here. He's 7.8, really good price tag. No Lou Will, like we were mentioning. So I like Paul George a lot here. Definitely don't mind pairing him with Kawhi. They seem to play very well in games that don't blow out. So that's the only concern. Hopefully that game doesn't blow out. Only a 6.5 spread, like I said earlier. So, I mean, it's not projected to blow out. Then we have this 2v2, Barnes, Halliburton versus Wiggins and Howard. I kind of like the second side here with Wiggins and Howard. I'm assuming Howard ends up starting. What's his name? Tony Bradley or Troy Bradley? I think Tony.
Tony.
Yeah, so no Tony Bradley. Should secure Dwight's minutes. Bradley has kind of been playing a ton of minutes recently. Maybe they were trying to kind of showcase him for the trade. But yeah, without him playing, I think Howard's going to have a big role here. I like the revenge spot for him. And then Wiggins, 6'7". I like that a lot as well. Maybe people will be off of him because he had the down game last time out. But I can definitely buy in here for his price tag. And then the other side has Barnes and Halliburton, who are in great spots as well. This one is actually pretty close. Probably depends on if Howard starts. I think both of these are the late game. Yeah, they are. So I think this decision will be made depending on if Howard starts or not. If Howard ends up coming off the bench, I'll probably go with the Kings side. If Howard starts, I'll go with the Howard side.
Okay. It's good. Good slate overview there, Chris. Is that it for the show? Anything else you want to go over?
No, I think we're good.
When's the WNBA trade deadline, Chris? Did we pass that?
I don't think they're playing right now. I think I have no idea. I'm not sure.
Wait, did they stop playing or did they finish earlier?
I think they finished earlier. They had the bubble, I think. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. Okay, I guess nothing else to go over. Are you excited for baseball starting up, Chris? I think it's exactly a week today. So April Fool's, April 1st.
Yeah, April Fool's. It's I'm excited for sure.
Have any favorites to win it all? Blue Jays?
Blue Jays, no. I'll go with probably the Yankees. They're always up there. Let me see. MLB World Series odds. Let's see who's good this year. Dodgers. Yeah, Dodgers. They're loaded. And then the Yankees, and then the Padres. I like the Padres. I think they're pretty sneaky. They picked up a bunch of pitchers, so I like the Padres.
Okay.
Do you know where they play?
San something?
Yeah, San Diego.
There we go. What a guess. Yeah, just looking at my college basketball FanDuel slate, looking good so far. Who do you have winning it all this year, Chris?
Is there college basketball today?
I mean, what is the CBB press that I have going on here?
I don't know. It might be some bums. It might be like the Division Two, maybe some other tournament because it's not the main tournament.
Yeah, I think it is. Actually, I see one of my guys here who's quite chalky in the slate. He's out. Tolu Smith, undisclosed. Wonder what happened there. Do you know him?
No.
Let's see. You don't know this guy? West Kentucky? No.
Nope.
Mississippi State Bulldogs?
Nope.
Yeah, he's out.
Looks like the NIT National Invitational Tournament, I would guess. Quarterfinals.
Invite only?
I don't know.
That's huge.
Probably the teams that weren't good enough to make the tourney.
Got it. David Cruz says CWS.
Chicago White Sox? Oh, to win it all? Yeah. I mean, they lost Eloy. He got hurt for like 6 months with the shoulder. I think he's very important for them, so I don't know. But they were looking really good last year.
Vian Jones says, you think Nick Claxton gets traded in the WNBA? Where's Wendy? We need some defense here.
Yeah, Claxton, I mean, does Griner still play in the WNBA? Brittany Griner. Yeah, I think still on the Phoenix Mercury. Yeah.
Wait, why do you is she your favorite WNBA player?
Yeah, she can dunk.
Wasn't she on Wasn't she on TV? She pulled like a Rob Sacre. They were making a big deal how she could dunk, and then she couldn't dunk during the TV segment.
I have no idea.
You haven't seen that?
No.
Okay, let's see if I can find it.
You're probably thinking of someone else.
Am I?
Yeah, I can't find anything.
It says gets put on the spot on ESPN. Misses 2 consecutive dunks. Yeah, this is the one. Let me just see if I can pull up the video. One sec.
So it was on ESPN?
Yeah, here it is.
Instead of Brittany Griner, a dunk for us here live. Go right ahead. Oh, we'll give her another shot. Hang on, just we'll give her another shot.
She can grab the rim easily, so she can easily dunk it.
Here it comes, Brittany Griner.
Yeah, this is like the Rob Sacre of the WNBA.
Yeah, lace up the shoes.
Tie the shoes.
Get them all ready. It's like back in the day with the D Brown Reebok pumps. You got to pump them up a little bit. Pump them up a little bit, right? Yeah.
Oh.
You know, it's the pressure we put you on the spot.
This live TV as well. Oh my god. Yeah, then we have what's that guy's name? Yeah, I got this one too. Not sure which one's worse. I think this one's by far worse.
Are you ready? All right,
He looks so strange here.
Dunk contest. Here's Robert Sacre. Ready, start!
Who's taller? Sacre?
Yeah. That's our hometown hero.
Yeah, this is the best NBA products we've had out of here. Is it? It is, right?
I think it's the only one.
Look at that.
Oh, that was nice.
That looks like the dunk you're trying to put up here when we play outside. Yeah, so see, I wasn't making that up about Griner. Yeah, anything else, Chris?
I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah, that's it, guys, for today. So we'll be back in the Discord. If you have more questions, come hang out there. ask them there. Happy to answer them. And then what do we have? If you're new here, want to try out our optimizer, go to dfscrunch.com, create an account. You'll get a free 3-day trial, not charged until after 3 days. So 72 hours after you sign up is when you'll first be charged if you're a new member. You don't need a coupon code or any sort of special link for that. Just go to our site and set that up. Do encourage you to try it out, even if you don't have money or can't afford it or whatever it is. Just try it out for free, see what it's all about, and then when you want to try it again, you can come join. But just try it out for free if you haven't. Solid product there, one of the best in the industry. And then I think that's it, guys. So before you go today, just a reminder, be sure to hit the thumbs up on the video. Helps us grow, I think. So do hit the thumbs up, and then also subscribe if you enjoyed the content here. We do the same format every single day, 2.5 hours before main slate. Never miss a beat. So be sure to hit subscribe, bell button, and all, so you can stay up to date and notified with all of that. Yeah, that said, guys, good luck today. See you all tomorrow, and thanks for tuning in as always.